only way is put in more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. This also goes for every Trinbagonian who want to live in a foreign land. Now is the time to come home and do something, instead of staying out there and freezing. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation.
Now more than ever before, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a stronger and better nation. Welcome to the Dynamic Hour. My name is Kem Jones, and again, it is a pleasure for me to be on this journey where we can learn together, where we can engage in a robust but meaningful dialogue or conversation using social media and the radio to connect. I want to start off this morning by encouraging the people on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. And while I am on that, I want you to highlight the word share. S-H-A-R-E. Because between 2008 to 2013, what we saw was a lot of NDC supporters sharing stuff from different sources, not understanding the motive, not understanding the intent of the people who were producing stuff for consumption, producing videos, producing short news items, producing documentaries, producing things, compiling information, and producing that and posting it on the internet. But because our supporters were not politically astute at the time, we never understood what would become of us sharing. What would we be actually helping to do when we share stuff? In other words, you would see certain people pop up, and like now, they're popping up. They exist. They live overseas. They were here in Grenada. They were in the media, some of them, but they migrated for whatever reason. And all of a sudden, they just popping back up, writing and posting, producing videos and other things like that on current affairs, on the politics, on economics, and other things. But do not take this thing lightly. And I'm saying this to the NDC supporters. You are helping the enemy to paint a bad picture of your party and government, who is trying their best to transform Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. And some of you are doing it without knowing the end result, without knowing the intention of the writer or the person doing the news item or that piece of video. And I'm saying this because you're too quick to grab these things and share it. And you share it on WhatsApp, you share it on Facebook, you share it on Instagram, you share it within your circle. Stop. Stop sharing these things. These people are paid to do this, and they are paid to do this at this point in time. It's midterm. It's at the middle of the NDC's term, that 5-year term. And they just pop it up. All of a sudden, they are popping up. And mind you, if you are politically astute, if you understand the agenda well, you would realize the angle, the direction that they're heading. They're all popping up to paint the NDC and the government bad and to defend the NNP and promote the NNP or promote Peter David / the NNP. So they have an agenda and they know what they're doing because they know that many of our supporters are quick to grab these things and share it. Grab it and discuss it in the little circles. Grab it and start to become uncomfortable with so many things and ask so many questions. You meet supporters on a daily basis and they come across as though they're not aware of the many good things that the government is doing. Even if they're listening to programs like this program and maybe one or two others, but they come across as that. And I am saying, I don't want you to be a part of this class just to hear words and not understand. I want you to be able, after this program, to have a conversation with anyone, anywhere. One full of substance, full of meaning, with good reasoning. You have to become that type of person. You are too quick to share stuff. You go on programs and you share those programs. Or they do the little pieces now. They're very good at what they do. Huh? Don't underestimate them. The 3 minutes piece, the 4 minutes piece, the 5 minutes piece. So they know that if you get this, you share it. I get those things on my phone regularly where people would share it to me. And I say to myself, why they're not sharing the good stuff from GIS, for example? Why? Why they're not taking that news item from GIS and sharing that? Something good about what the government is doing or what the NDC did. Why you are not sharing that? Why you're not proud to share that? But something that's controversial, something that has a little bacchanal in it, something that would make the NDC look bad, or the government look bad, or a minister look bad, boy, you're quick to share that among your circle. And you're sharing it, not understanding what you're doing. Remember when you were in class and they would play this test game where they would tell one person something in the class and say, pass that news around. Say the same thing to the different students in the classroom. And when it reaches the end, you wonder, but where did this thing change? Where did this thing turn to what it became ultimately or at the end? All right? In other words, you say to a person, the sky is blue. And then they start passing this thing on, right? Telling the students, the individuals there in the classroom, the sky is blue. And then at the end, after that pass through 10 or 15 students, you get the water is pink. That's how they get you to spread misinformation. Simple. This simple example or analogy. You take that stuff and you start sharing it, and people start analyzing it and coming up with their own conclusion, and they start sending it around the place. You have to stop that. You have to stop that. You are helping these people to spread misinformation and make your government look bad and make your party look bad. I am not saying to you that you don't have to discuss things. I am not saying to you that if you see certain things that might, be of concern to you and you're not happy about certain things, that you should just remain totally silent. I am not saying that. But I am saying the same trend that popped up or started happening in 2008, between 2008 to 2013, that start raising its ugly head again. And with our supporters, where you are sharing stuff from the enemy to your little friend circle or your friend list. So everything somebody produces or they write and they send it to you, you're sending it to everybody else, as though what they're saying is the gospel, what they're saying is the truth, and what they're saying makes sense, and what they're saying, but it is making your government look bad and your party look bad. And they're using you as the conduit to spread their misinformation. You share stuff too damn easily, too quick. You're too quick to share stuff. Somebody send you something, you share it. Come on. Sometimes when they send you that stuff, you got to delete it. You got to stop the thing right there. We have to become like that. Stopping these things. So somebody do some stupid video, of something defending somebody who bad talking the damn NDC, bad talking the government, but you're sharing it. What are you sharing it for? What you sharing that for? Huh? Come on, be smart politically. And that is why political knowledge or political class should be something that any party should engage in for their supporters. Teaching them the politics, the simple politics. You have to go in depth. What they should and should not do. Simple stuff. I am saying it is important for you to understand what these people are doing to your psyche and to you, the supporters of the NDC. They're causing you to be how you are now, You're doubtful, you're questioning stuff. You don't believe this, you don't believe that. But you're not promoting the good things that the government is doing. You're not sharing the good things that the government is doing. Come on. Come on. It's just you grab the thing and you share. Who wants to hear this individual and what he says or what she says? Who want to hear this thing really? Huh? Look at the amount of farmers who got money. Look at the amount of fishers who got money and assistance. Look at the amount of people in Kariku who are getting assistance. Right? Look at the amount of things that the government is doing right here. Let's promote that. Let's talk about that. Why we are not doing that? Why we are not sharing the good stuff? Why? Why we not doing that? It's just some controversy, some kind of thing, some kind of melee, some kind of bacchanal. We have to change that. We have to change that. Because over time, it will get worse. They're tactical. They're strategic. They're not fools. They're no fools. No, they know exactly what they're doing and what they want to achieve. They want you to see your government in a negative light. They want you to see your party in a negative light. They want you to take out your mind and your focus, your attention on the good things that the government is actually doing in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And yes, I know rumors, gossip, misinformation, that would fly fast. That would circulate fast. And the good stuff, the genuine stuff, that would take a long time to get around and for people to discover or hear. I am saying we need to be careful. It is the same strategy they are trying with the NDC supporters and with the pro-government supporters. Sometimes you have to just blank out. Say, I don't want to listen to this program today or tomorrow or this week, or I don't want to hear anything from that person. Sometimes you have to do that, and it's healthy for your psyche. I'm telling you, it's healthy for your psyche. So I am saying all of this because I notice a trend. I notice that our people are sharing stuff, and especially stuff that are negative towards our party and towards our government. But when it comes to the positive stuff, when it comes to the good stuff, you're not sharing that. You're not promoting that. So, for example, I spoke yesterday. Our beloved Prime Minister did two very powerful interviews. Very powerful. One with Innocent and one with Kishan Thomas on MTV. So one with GBN and one with Kishan Thomas. Right? I am saying, how many people, I'm asking, how many people actually shared those two programs? I'm asking that. How many people shared those two programs? I would love to know. I would love to know how many people shared those two programs. All right? And it's important because here you have our I'm on the program, right? Yeah, close. Yeah, close the door. Go ahead. Go back out. and close it. Close it down. Right. So I am asking, how many people shared that program with our beloved Prime Minister talking about a number of things? A number of things. You see the point? Yes, it was done on GBN. Yes, it was done on MTV. But if you share it, then more people will listen to it. And more people will learn. They would know more about what the government is doing and about a number of things that the opposition was attacking the government about. And our Prime Minister cleared the thing up, provided clarity, provided more information about many things. So I am saying, if we become disciplined, because we are a lot in numbers, do not underestimate the amount of people who want to see the NDC succeed. Do not underestimate the amount of people who want to see the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell succeed and his government do well. There's a lot of people out there who want to see that happen. And they cannot wait for the NDC to be re-elected and re-elected. There are a lot of people also who dislike Keith Mitchell and the NNP. They don't like them, period. There's a lot of people out there who are like that. But if we are able to understand the mission, remain focused, and do not get caught up with the propaganda and the misinformation and all those things, right? From the opposition elements and people who are paid now to put stuff out there to confuse the population, to tie up our people. So you have to remain focused and we have to understand what they intend to do. So every day, every week, you see they're producing stuff. Many of them, they are paid to do it. Some of them support Peter David. Some of them support the NNP. Some of them support Keith and his clan. So the kind of information you see coming out there, all this misinformation, do not underestimate it. Also, I think there needs to be some strategy on our part. Because, for example, the issue of the school feeding program. Zoe, close the door. Zoe, close the door. All right? Close the door. I'm doing my program. I'm doing the program. Close the door, Zozo. All right? So, I'm saying here, the strategy, the school feeding program, all right? There were some issues with that program. And do not underestimate the programs that they're targeting. Do not underestimate it, the opposition forces. The school feeding program feeds up to 13,000. Up to 13,000 kids or students. There were some problems with that program. Minor problems. The opposition made that a talking point. And there were people who grab onto it because there are some people who just love negativity. They love to hear something bad about somebody or some organization. Right? So they love that. And they look forward to that. Even some of our people. They like to hear something negative or something bad to run with it. But that program they resolve the issue. They resolve the problem. They fix it. And there was a news item on it, which was great. Very lengthy, which I thought defeated the purpose. Very lengthy. It should have been short, straight to the point. All right? An interview done, speaking to this matter being resolved, the amount of people who benefit from this program, and this is where the problem was. The suppliers had some shortage here, there, and everywhere, and as a result, that's the case, but we were able to resolve it and put structures in place to avoid that from happening again. Very straightforward, short. Because these days, once it's short, concise, straight to the point, that's what you want. All right? But the issue of the teachers, for example, because remember, that was the talk of the tongue. The opposition made this thing an issue, a big issue. They spread the thing, they talk about it for days. And then the back-to-back press conferences there, that didn't keep the thing down. It make it even, a bigger issue. Anyways, and then you had the union and the, back and forth. But here it is. I'm saying we have not heard anything in recent times about that issue. Not from the union, not from the Ministry of Education, not from government totally. Don't you think it would have been wise or prudent to do again a 2-minute piece or a 3-minute piece? If the matter was resolved, if all the teachers were paid, if all the folks were paid and they are good now, you don't think it would have been wise to do a little piece, a news item on that? You see? So sometimes it's important to be focused and be strategic. Yeah, because what is out there still is what they put out there, the opposition forces and others, because there are still people thinking that this matter hasn't been resolved. There are still people out there who are thinking that this matter hasn't been resolved. But we're not hearing anything about it. We're not hearing anything about the teachers and the union, this and that. You hear? Yeah. I am saying it is important to do these things because these things are targeted. I know that they want to kill David Andrews' political career. He's up against a person who wants to be leader of her party. So I know, just as they did with Nazim Burke, with the late salary payments, and we know what caused and who caused that, but they were able to kill Nazim Burke's political career just like that. Just like that. So I know what they're trying. They want to kill David Andrews' political career. So you already hear people saying, well, if he come up and he can run again, and if he this, and he can this, and he can win, and he can that, and you're hearing all those things because of this little issue regarding the teachers and what took place there. So we have to understand certain things. There are sometimes you have to do damage control. There are sometimes you have to be strategic and prepare certain stuff and put it out there, because you have to, because all the good things you did, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, good things, just one negative thing, and that's it. They write you off. I am saying we have to understand what the enemy is trying. All right? So we as NDC supporters, we as pro-government, we want the government to succeed. We need to understand the strategy of the enemy. They want you to grab things and share it. Yeah. They want you to grab things and share it. And there are so many people out there, they're so negative that they want to hear something negative. And mind you, they become advisors all of a sudden. They become the main critic all of a sudden. They become all kinds of stuff. You hear me? Under the live right now, under my live, the live here, I expected 2 names to be critical of David Andrews, for example. And while we are not talking about anything bad about the gentleman, we want him to succeed. He's doing a fantastic job. But we know the strategy and plan of the enemy. But I expected 2 people to be negative under the live. And I can point their names right now. 2 people I expect to be negative under the live. I expect Nutmeg Quinn, right, to come out quick and say something about David. I expect Nolian Brathwaite to come out quick and say something about David. These 2 people. I don't know why, but I expected them because I've been following their trend of thought, their posts on Facebook generally. And, you know, they might be solid supporters, huh? And they want good for NDC. But I'm saying I expect them to come out and do that. And you may say I'm a, what? I'm not a seer man, but I expect that. We are not talking anything bad here. No, I want to use that as an example. As an example to say, maybe this whole issue of the teachers and so on, that has been resolved and fixed and handled, right? But I am saying it is important also to understand that the opposition is playing you. They want you to be negative about your party. They want you to be negative about your government. They don't want you to be sharing the positive stuff, the good stuff, the things that are making a good impact on our people. I'm telling you, you have to understand what's going down, right? They want that to happen. So you have to be out there spreading the good news. I would look at GIS and I would see so many good things on GIS, good stories, good news items that you need to share. Your friends need to see it. But when you look under the amount of people who share 5, 10, 15, little bit, you understand the point? The time has come for us to understand the strategy of the enemy. They know that the NNP has real problems. They're fighting for leadership. They're fighting for relevance too. And the opposition has always been negative, 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 negative. Constantly, just negative. They have nothing good to say about the government. Nothing good to say. So, okay. But if we who are supporters of the government and supporters of the party, you want them to succeed, you want them to win, don't you think that we too must adjust? We too must change our strategy to highlight the good things about our party and the good things about our government in particular. because a lot of good things are happening. Plenty good things. But we need to share that some more. We need to talk about that some more. We need to showcase that some more. It's very important. Very, very important. There's a lot of good things happening out there. Look at the Build Back Better houses. You could say what you want. These houses are way better than what the NNP built after Hurricane Ivan. I am telling you because I know. But here it is. The opposition forces, they are already condemning and criticizing it. In fact, they are going as far as to say, well, the planning authority, the Grenada Planning Authority, I think that's the name, they did not sanction it, or they did not pass it, or they did not, or they had objections to it. And mind you, there are people within those statutory bodies. Those statutory bodies, they are actually leaking stuff to the opposition people. Because I was in a shop yesterday and I don't listen to that program. I want to be honest with you. I don't know when last I look at TV. All right? I don't. But for some strange reason, I'm in the shop and this MTV program came up with these two known characters, but the moderator, because they were wrong during the NNP time. They were in big positions. They were on all boards and everywhere the place. You hear me? Don't fool yourself, you know. These people were wrong. All of a sudden, they pop back on the scene. All of a sudden, you know. And they have all kind of negative things to say. And they do it in a very sly way. So this guy, you know, talking, and then he spoke about the Build Back Better houses and the planning authority has concerns and it was not approved. It was not this, you know. But you're talking about a creature of the government, the Grenada, is it Planning Authority? I think that's the name. That's a creature of the government. It's a statutory body under a minister. So if they have a problem with the Build Back Better houses, then what they need to do is to sort it out in there. If you believe that there's an issue here, sort it out in there. But don't tell me you're going to leak information to the enemy so that they would then come out and say the Grenada Planning Authority did not approve this and they have issues with this. But here it is. The Grenada Planning Authority, they were there from the start. From the start with this Build Back Better houses. But the opposition, they realize that this is a good thing. The Build Back Better homes. They know that it's a good thing. But they want to throw cold water over it. That's what they want to do. So they are on their programs and they plain bright. So they start saying, well, the Build Back Better houses and Planning Authority has to approve this and approve that. And then they go ahead and reference Project 500 and look what Project 500, this and that. But they know that these two projects are very, very good. And politically, it will make a great impact. You think they know that? They're fully aware of that. But I am saying there are people within the statutory bodies, not only the Grenada Planning Authority, not only the other, and I was about to call another one, right? And another one, because I know they are leaking stuff to the opposition, right? I'm saying fix it. If you believe that there is an issue, fix the thing. Just fix it. Remember, the statutory bodies, they are creatures of the government. They're like a next government department, you know. Yes, don't believe that you're in a statutory body and you're above government. No, no, no. You're not above the government. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. You can easily be transferred. You can easily be disciplinary actions can be taken against you. And don't fool yourself. The Project Build Back Better is a very good initiative and it will make a great impact. But they know that the NNP, during the NNP time after Hurricane Ivan, the NNP was constructing homes without bathroom and toilets. They were building back homes without the concrete frame. They were not concerned about that. They were just building back these houses just as they met it. So Hurricane Ivan destroyed it. They came back, they built those homes without bathroom and toilet, without painting them, without electrical work, without plumbing work. So the government now, right? So it's Grenada Physical Planning Authority. Right, so somebody saying the name is called Grenada Physical Planning. Is it Physical Planning still or the Grenada Planning Authority or Physical Planning Authority? Right, I could just Google that and get the right name. All right, Grenada. Yeah, I could just Google it. Grenada Planning Authority. All right, just to get the right name. All right, I got the right name. Physical Planning Unit of Grenada. I know they're no authority. They're no authority. So, what's the right name? Planning and Development Authority. All right, the Planning and Development Authority of Grenada. Good. So the Planning and Development Authority of Grenada. That's the right name. The right name is the Planning and Development Authority of Grenada. So I am saying there is some disconnect because if you are in there, the Project Build Back is a government project. And if it is a government project, the planning department or the planning authority should be instrumental in making sure that the plan is done right and that the project commences and everything is smooth. But to leak information to the enemy, to say to them, well, we did not approve this, we did not approve that, and there's issues here and issues there. Something is wrong with that. Something is wrong with that. But I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to stall. They're trying to derail. They're trying to slow down. They're trying to... That is what they're trying to do with this particular project. Because they know if the government is successful in building back 200 homes, that would impact thousands of people. Thousands of people. And they see it as thousands of votes. They're not stupid. Nearly all the projects and so on, they're trying to slow it down, slow them down. And mind you, that's a good place to slow them down, you know. Yes, at the Grenada Development and Planning Authority, That's a good place. The Physical Planning Authority or whatever they call it. You understand the point? That's a good place to slow it down because those things have to be approved. And mind you, there are good people in there, who are genuine, who want good for Grenada, but there are those elements who would try their best to undermine what is happening. Don't underestimate these people, No, don't underestimate them. But I am saying this project is a good project. They're painting, they're doing the plumbing works, they're doing the electrical works, they're giving you a modern bathroom and toilet facility. It's a good thing, a wonderful thing. The project 500 again, that's a good thing. That's a wonderful initiative. People need homes, and they would prefer to just go and buy a home. Go to the bank and just buy one instead of having to deal with the contractor or the builders. They would prefer that, to buy a home for $300,000 or $250,000, whatever the amount. They prefer that. They see that as important. So you cut all the back and forth and contractor this and contractor that, and right? So this is a good initiative. But the NNP and the surrogates and the pundits, they are popping up all about the place to condemn and criticize everything that can make a serious political impact. Not just building the homes and providing a home for somebody, but the politics. They see the politics in the thing. They know that once these people get a home, then there's a great probability that they would support the NDC. So they know. So they're out there trying to criticize everything. And people are feeding them from within those statutory bodies with information to make the government look bad. And some of them in the statutory bodies stalling things to undermine the government. And it's clear. So I am saying to all of us, we need to highlight the good things that are happening in the country. Because, here it is, they want you to forget about that. That is what they want. The issue of pension and gratuity, that was paid, but you don't hear a lot of people talking about that. The government paid the public officers who were marching in the streets for their pension and their gratuity. How many people you hear talking about that, speaking about the fact that the government paid $75.1 million to Grenadians who the NNP refused to pay and give them their money? How many people you hear talking about that? I'm asking the question, how many? You see? Easy. People forget that. There are some who may remember it, but the opposition forces want you to forget that. The same thing with the doc salaries. The NDC paid that out. $1.2 million. The NNP took them people money around Christmas time. The NDC came into power and they paid that out. How many people remember that? They want you to forget that. The free tuition for TAM-CC students and for NULO students, the NDC introduced that and they paying that for them. How many people talking about that? They want you to forget that. The CES program, where $15.1 million was given to the small and medium-sized businesses to give them a little boost, to get them back up and running. How many people remember that. They want you to forget that. They want you to forget that. The Molyneux project was halted. Nothing much was happening there, you know. That same Molyneux project, that's almost to complete. You forget that? NDC got the people and decided they're going at the project as difficult as it was. Today, it's almost completed. They want you to forget that. The project on the Fort George. Remember, the NNP didn't bother in about that project? No. Nope. The NDC came, they started the project, it's going good, almost complete. They want you to forget that. They don't want you to talk about that. The amount of jobs created and how nice the project looking, they don't want you to remember that. You mad? They want you to forget that. The CIF UK project, you see they cutting the road now and they, doing upgrades and so on, all in the countryside, laying new pipes and so on. The NDC's at work. Then the project from the tunnel to go down to Grandin side, that project, we were able to get back that project, to get that project back, to fix the sewer problem, and also to get water all the way down. Look at the amount of water storage supplies, tanks, or facilities that this government is building throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and so on. But they want you to forget that. They don't want you to keep your eyes on that and talk about that. No, they don't. The Kiwana Bay project, that hotel that used to be flamboyant. Remember, the developer took the government of Grenada to court, and we were facing $100 and something million lawsuit. Our government was able to solve that problem, settle that problem, and get back the land and get the property, for very little. For very little. And very soon, that project would be again up and running, because we know Naguib Sawery, he is involved in this project, got that project now and taking it to the next level. But I'm saying they want me and you to forget that the government was able to settle this thing and not go through all this process of paying millions and millions of dollars to lawyers to fight this case. They want you to also forget that the 5 acres of land close to Cameron Park that we got to expand the park, right? It was because of this government's negotiating skills and their love for the people having a green space on Grandin's Beach that's bigger and better. We got that, an expansion to Cameron Park. They want me and you to forget that. They don't want us to remember that. No. Public officers got 13% increase. They didn't have to march in the streets for it. 13% increase, with all the fringe benefits and everything like that. They want me and you to forget that. They want us to forget that. 404 public officers regularized, made permanent. They have job security now. They want me and you to forget that. Nurses got an extra $500 every month on their salary. That's $6,000 a year more. They want you to forget that. The doctors got an extra $1,000 per month on their salary. That's $12,000 per year. They want you to forget that. Look at the amount of farmers and fishers who receive assistance. Livestock farmers, sea moss farmers, fishers, the fishermen who work on the vessel, the owners of the boats. We can go on and on. They want me and you to forget that. That is what they want. Look at the debushing program continuing, you know. Look at the amount of people who are out working. They want me and you to forget that. Look at the amount of flights our government was able to get. Not just a Carriacou and Grenada, between Grenada and Carriacou, but regionally to connect us to all the islands. Look at the direct flight from Grenada to Guyana coming soon. We have more flights coming in and leaving Grenada to go different parts of the world. They want us to forget that. That's what they want, you know. They want us to forget all the good things. The reintroduction of history in schools. Right? The introduction of Grenada history in schools. And then you have a Grenadian who wrote that book and it's been used in the schools. Then you have certain languages being taught at the primary level, which is great. Then you have the technical and vocational learning aspect to the schools. Then you have the universal education, where all the children, they have access to secondary schools and so on. They want me and you to forget all of that. That is what they want. You hear me? Because they know that Grenadians are not always on top of certain things. They know that. We forget things quickly and so on. But a lot has been happening for our people. A lot. So let us promote our government. Let us promote our party. Let us share the good stuff, the good things that are happening. Look at the poor relief program where people, you know, getting a little thing every month. The government increased that to $500 for people 65 years and older, those with disability and mental challenges too. Come on. The Imani trainees, they're getting more. Minimum wage was introduced. The security officer, the Imani trainees, those in the stores and so on, the housekeeper and so on. All these things, they want us to forget that. That is what they want. So all these good things, look at the amount of people who getting housing assistance now. That they're building houses for now. Look at the amount of roads that they are building. The amount of drains that they are building. Look at the amount of things that they are doing to help our people. Look at the amount of bathrooms, modern bathrooms and toilets that they built in the WASH program. Look at the JUMP program, free internet service, training, a device they're giving to households without internet. They're doing a lot of work, but they want me and you to forget that. And they want us to be spreading their misinformation and their lies. Because you see somebody send you something and you're easy to share it. So you share it. Boop, you're gone. Everybody have it all about the police. And we are now focusing on that. We have to change the way we do things. We have to learn. So we learned from 2008 to 2013. We learned. During that period, I can't recall that we had anybody out here morning and night fighting this battle on the radio or on social media. I can't recall. Most of the people who were there with the NDC, they went into the government, right? So we learn. I am out here every morning, every night, trying to defend and promote the government and the NDC. There are other people who are doing a similar thing. Speak Out Unfiltered, they're sharing so much information every Thursday on what government is doing, right? Which is great. Wonderful program. Eddie Fedrick trying his best. Then Terry Forrester on a Sunday, the Heartbeat program. So there are one or two programs out there, and more will come on stream. But I'm saying that didn't exist during the NDC time when they were in government during 2008 to 2013. So we learn it's different now. So we have to improve on that, expand it to a certain extent, do more, and remain focused. Not everything you see, you share. No. And here it is. Do you know that some of these programs that are being streamed on YouTube, so there are some of these people on the opposition side in particular who have a channel on YouTube. Do you know that they make money when you go and view their program? You don't know that. I'm telling you. When you go on their YouTube channel and you view their program. So for example, the woman who does a program on a Thursday, when you go and view her program, she makes money out of you. She gets money going into her account from YouTube. So you might be eager to go and listen to what she said. But she's making money out of you viewing, particularly the people in the United States, the people in Canada, the people in the United Kingdom. Yes, she makes money out of that. So if you know that she's making money out of that, so why then do you go and listen? Why then do you click and view? Why? You're helping her to make money and to believe that she's popular and strong, right? She's now crying out that she's a victim and they're coming after her and they this and they that. I am saying to you, do not help these people to attack your party or attack the government. Don't do that. And there are ways in which you're helping them by viewing their YouTube channel. When you view, they make money out of it. It's what it is. So you may not know, but that is what you're doing. And they're making a lot of money out of it because they monetize their page, their channel. So you have to start learning. For example, remember that radio station up north? I started listening and I said, but wait. Those statutory bodies put in a whole pile of ads on that station. And I say, but wait. Those statutory bodies are creatures of the government. And the radio station is being used by the opposition to criticize government, to bad talk government, to spread all kind of misinformation. And then I started to act to make sure that some of those ads are pulled from those stations. Then I started to advocate for that to be pulled, to be removed from that station. Because you cannot be putting ads, these people getting money to pay those people, to pay the bills and to keep things going on their station, and they undermining the government who actually paying them through the statutory bodies. You understand the point? So you have to understand. Understand. Don't fool yourself. So they're paying these people paying them. So government, through the statutory bodies, paying these stations. And the station itself is being used by the opposition to banter government, to run down government, to attack government. How that could be fair? That can't be right. So what I did, I advocated for them to cut those ads. And to date, they have done so, but I haven't listened to the station in a long, long time. All right? I must go back and make a listen to make sure that these ads are not playing on that station, period. You have to ground them because that's their source. What keeps them doing what they're doing is the money through the ads. Same thing with those opposition forces who have channels that are monetized. When you go and you view, once you view their program, they get money out of it. So you might be curious, you want to know, you want to hear what the woman has to say or what the man's saying. But the minute time you do that, you're helping the woman and you're helping the man who condemning your party and condemning the government. Yeah, you're helping them because you're getting money for them by you viewing, by you clicking. So sometimes you have to say, watch, I ain't helping them people, I am to make money. I'm not viewing their program. I ain't want to see. And I don't want to hear. Because it is rumored by the said individual, same one. Because don't think they know. They know the people who are viewing. All right? It is rumored by that same woman that the majority of people who look at her program are NDC sympathizers or NDC supporters or pro-government supporters. Not the NNP people, because the majority of NNP people, they're not tech savvy. They ain't bright. They're not tech savvy. They don't know how to use those gadgets and devices. They don't know how to navigate. The majority of them. So it's rumored by the said individual, that is the NDC people. That is the pro-government people. Right? So you're actually helping her to make money, to attack the NDC, to attack the government. All you need to do is to don't listen, don't view, don't follow. That's all you need to do, you know. Once you do that, you're good. And you could just block her, you know. You could just block off from your feed and from everything. You don't care, you don't want to see, you don't want to view. You got to start doing that. Because once she's able to get people to view, then she makes money, she's comfortable, she's free to run her mouth, say all kind of things about government. We have to become smarter and more strategic. All right? There are some radio stations. The one in the morning, you have the guy, I think 6:30, for 30 minutes running him out. And he beating his chest. Well, we don't ask people to give anything to the program. We don't do these things. We don't beg. We don't ask for a pledge. We don't ask for nothing. We, you know, and then he went on to say, well, I walk in, and he walk in from this time to that time. But how is he being paid? He's being paid by the ads. Yeah? And man, every time he get a chance, is lotto, and the Grenada lotto, and this is the numbers, and you could win, and you could this, and you could that. Because lotto is pumping a lot of money into that registration. Yep. Lotto is pumping a lot of money into that registration. Not only Lotto, Nawasa. Not only Nawasa, Grenlec. Not only Grenlec, Solid Waste Management Authority, Housing Authority, right? The Grenada Development Bank. They're all statutory bodies. The NIS, they're all statutory bodies, right? So they're getting the money through those ads, but they feel they're at liberty to attack government, to say all kind of bad things about the government and about our beloved Prime Minister and the ministers of government and so on, and about the NDC. But who paying them? How are they getting the money to keep their station going? Huh? Through the ads from statutory bodies. But statutory bodies are creatures of the government. They are creatures of the government. Don't make them fool you. So we have to be very careful, because you're giving them money and you're empowering them through the ads. And sometimes you have to sit down and say, nah, we're cutting it. We're cutting down some. So if they used to get every month $15,000, $20,000 in ads, this month they will get 8. So you come through all the statutory bodies, you find out how much ads they're giving them. Yeah. And you cut it. You reduce it. And then they would feel it up, because the man up north, with the registration up north, he start to cry, bawling, because they cut down some of the ads. They remove most of it. I am saying that's what politics is. If you're giving your enemy, you're feeding your enemy. Because what keeps these people going is the money, the dollars. That is what keeps them going. Once they could get ads, they will continue to run them out, bomb the gum, see all kind of stuff. The minute you start to cut some of the ads, they're getting quiet, quiet, quiet. Very quiet. That's all you need to do, you know. Cut some. Cut, cut, cut. Because the ministers could give directives to any of the statutory body that they are responsible for to cut those ads, to make adjustments, and they have to do it. Because they know if they don't, they could be removed from their position in the statutory body. Common sense. Common sense. That is the bloodline of these people. That is what keeps them going. The money through the ads, so that they could beat their chest and say, well, we doesn't beg and we program, we doesn't this, we doesn't accept pledge, we doesn't that, and we doesn't that, and we doesn't that. They could short talk. Because why? They get in the ads from statutory bodies. But the minute they start to cut it, they get quiet. They boil along like Baji. You hear me? So we have to understand what is at play. We have to understand is the money that we're keeping them going. And the majority of these stations, they depend on government ads more than anything else. More than anything else, because some of the companies, they're kind of seasonal. When Carnival comes around, a lot of ads and a lot of this and all of that. Christmas time comes around, you know, so they're seasonal. But there are certain times that are dead, dead, dead. Nothing much happening. Nothing much happening. So you have to wake up and become more militant in the political world to understand what is keeping these people going, what is feeding them, what is feeding the enemy, what is keeping the enemy going. Right? You don't understand it. Very important. So I'm saying we have to remain focused, understand the mission. All right? Understand the mission. The mission at hand. We share stuff too quickly from all kinds of sources, not understanding what they're trying to achieve. They're trying to undermine the government. They're trying to paint the government and party bad. They're not on your side. You hear me? No. They want to see the government out of power. Some of them, they went into hiding after the election. All of a sudden, they're popping up now. They have all kind of podcasts. They have all kind of things to do, all kind of video, all kind of production. All of a sudden. because we're in midterm. Midterm means that you're breaking the cycle. All right? You're no longer this way, coming to this way. You're now this way, going down. You're going back now to the end. That's the direction you're going. So they pop up every week, every day, they're doing something. And then you taking it and share it. That can be smart. Now, and then there's some opposition programs on YouTube in particular that's monetized. They're making money off it. If you view it, they make money from you. Because YouTube now has to pay them for the ad or ads that are running through the thing. So they get money in the bank. But if you don't view it, less people view it, is less they make. So if you're smart, then you refuse to view it. Don't view it. And then they make less. Think about that. Some more. And on GIS, there's some really good things that you could share on GIS. Yep. Good, positive stuff. Let's do that. That's what we have to do. Let's promote our government. Let's promote our ministers of government. I'm not saying to you if they do stupidness that you can't, pull them aside, or you can't say certain things, or you can. I'm not saying that, because they're not perfect. From time to time, they go mess up. That's reality. But we have to be strategic. You have to be tactical. All right? So as you move along, be strategic. All right, so nutmeg, you cross the line. Cross the line here, nutmeg. Nutmeg queen, you cross the line. Bye. So nutmeg queen is no longer a part of our community. All right, so you cross the line. Bye. She's no longer a part of our community. I removed her permanently. So I am saying, folks, it is important that you understand what is at stake. And once you understand what is at stake, you're good to go. You're good. You're okay. And we have to remain focused. Focus. All right? As we move along. So I want to thank you for being a part of the program. Excuse me. I want to wish you all the best. Take good care and have a wonderful day. All right? Nice. Have a wonderful day.